Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro. Let's queer up business. LGBTQ entrepreneurs are on the rise, and they're leading with heart. There's a wave of new business energy sweeping across the country, and it's proudly rainbow-hued. A new report from Gusto finds that 10% of all new business owners in 2024 identified as queer, marking the highest percentage ever recorded. That's a 50% jump from last year, and it aligns with broader demographic shifts. According to Gallup, 9.3% of U.S. adults now identify as LGBTQ, up from 7.6% in 2023. What's driving this rise? The report notes that more LGBTQ people are seeing fewer barriers to entrepreneurship and are choosing it as an accessible and viable path to make a living. Younger generations are leading the charge. Gen Z and Millennials made up a whopping 70% of new LGBTQ business owners this year. And no surprise there, 28% of Gen Z adults identify as queer, compared to 16% of Millennials, 7% of Gen X, and just 4% of Boomers. But it's not just about making money. LGBTQ founders were 56% more likely than their non-LGBTQ peers to start a business to make a positive impact on their community. Over 1/3 of these businesses are in professional services, with the rest mostly in healthcare, retail, and hospitality. And they're taking care of their teams. New queer employers were 30% more likely to offer employee benefits, such as health insurance and retirement plans, than their straight and cisgender counterparts. The report concludes, quote, LGBTQ entrepreneurs are starting businesses with a clear sense of purpose. Their decisions around industry, motivation, and employee support reflect commitments to autonomy, equity, and community. Their growing presence in entrepreneurship is a sign that more people see business ownership as a viable and inclusive path, end quote. Now that's the kind of leadership we love to see. It is nice to hear that they are leading with heart. I only had a heart. A clear sense of purpose and making a positive impact on their community, unlike self-loathing homosexual and notorious prolapsed anus Peter Thiel. If these children are the future, and I sincerely hope they are, then maybe there's a chance for things to improve for LGBTQ folks. And yes, I did say prolapsed anus.
So I have a few things to say. So it's no surprise to me that the percentage of people keep going up that are saying that they're queer. Mm-hmm. I mean, the older generation would not say that they're queer.
Right.
And so that doesn't surprise me. So that I think is a falsity in the statistics, right? You know, because these are polls, right? The younger generation who is on TikTok, eBay, OnlyFans, those types of things, that to me is work. Don't get me wrong, and you can make money from it, and YouTube and all of those, but that is not entrepreneurship. That is trying to chase a quick buck. As somebody who owns and has run several companies, and identifies as gay, you know, it is satisfying to own your own business, you know, especially when a lot of times we face backlash or discrimination in the corporate world and have for years. So again, it makes sense that people are saying, I'm going to start my own business because I can do better, I can be better, I can be open, and those types of things. I find it interesting that we think that this is on the uprise, because I guarantee you 10, 20% of the businesses that were started years ago were also queer owned. They just weren't out. So I think the true story about this is they're now more open and out, which is great. I think it's an amazing accomplishment, and it says something about what's happening, you know, in our world. But I don't think it's rising.
I'm not sure, because I was reading this and doing a little research on the whole Gen X, Gen Z situation. And yes, I am the very last boomer of the world in terms of my age group. I'm a boomer by 2 weeks, according to the age definition. But I work as a middle management position in a corporation. I work with Gen Z, I work with Gen X, and I realize that the reason a lot of them are choosing to create jobs is not just the corporate mindset. It's also they don't like to follow rules. They don't like to wait. They want to be rich tomorrow. And I am very proud of the fact that I do have a good crew of people working with me, especially the younger generation. But I constantly have to remind them that, look, you have to learn your craft and your skill and everything else, and there's life skills that will make you a better employee or whatever you want, I want Gen Z and Gen X to be successful. I know they're going to be successful, but I want more definition on this survey because entrepreneur is nothing. There's no real set definition in my mind. Like you said, it could be anything from TikTok to I'm selling stickers that I made on the craft machine in the corner, and I sold 50 of them today.
Right, absolutely.
You know, I want more definition because I want to see what the financials are of this company. How much profitability are they? Are they $200,000 a year sales? Do they have 5 employees with benefits, or are we talking? You know, I'm hiring the kid down the street to cut the lawns.
Right.
You know.
No, I think
I want more clarity on this.
I agree. You know, for me, entrepreneurship is definitely a lot more robust. You know, I started a business. It was around for 12 and a half years. It employed people. It gave back to the community.
And that's the definition I want to see. I want to see I want to see the financial and the community reach.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to see. And I'm not trying to be down on the younger generations. I'm just saying that this particular poll didn't give me enough meat to go, what are you talking about?
I 100% could not agree more. And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.